Hey, brothers, you're listening to the Home Bar Happy Hour. We're talking about orange crushes. We're talking about Beerslut. And what is up with those New Jersey drones? We're going to get all into it as this is our first episode of probably a really short week of Christmas. So let's roll, America.
All right, let's roll indeed. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Home Bar Happy Hour. We bring happy hour to you. My name is Joe, and that is Chef Gus. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by the Home Bar. If you like hanging out, please make sure to subscribe on YouTube or leave us a review on the podcast service of your choice. Our episode today is sponsored by BuyBlacket.com. We'll tell you about that a little bit later. For right now, let's jump into it. Mike, how are you and what is going on with the drones?
I know, right? We'll get to them in a little bit, man. But, man, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. We took a week off there. We're just cranking out episodes for our listeners. And,
Yeah.
well, like, we never got a really chance to, go over our Thanksgiving. Dude, hunting camp, blast. It's too bad that I had zero cell phone service up there.
Oh,
I had to
really?
drive, I had to drive like 5 miles to get cell phone service. But I ended up coming away with an 8-point.
Oh, look at you.
Looks like
hunting man.
meat's back on the menu, babe.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, dude, I just went through. I'm on an orange crush tear.
Okay.
So it's like I brought up like a handle of triple sec orange. I brought up a handle of Smirnoff orange. We had some orange juice, some fresh oranges up there, some Sprite, and some orange bitters. Just letting the jet fuel roll, brother. Celebratory mode.
Yeah, icing people with all those Smirnoffs up there, just leaving them around for people to find.
No, not the Smirnoffs, not those little Bish beers. I'm talking about the Smirnoff vodka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dude, probably like 7 or 8 years ago, like that came back at my job. People just started like leaving random Smirnoff ices around like the office and stuff. Like it'd be like the middle of the day and you like open up your desk drawer and there's a Smirnoff ice in there. I'm like, guys, it's 2 PM. I'm not chugging a Smirnoff ice.
Dude, we were doing that. We were doing that up top in the Army.
Yeah.
And like towards the end of the day, like commander will walk in and just like pull his fucking notes out and all of a sudden, poof. Oh, what is this?
I know. Crazy.
Or I'd come back from, running with the other guys, like helping running the range. And I'm walking in there, for the meeting. And next thing you know, I pick up my squad leader shit and, you got to be kidding me. And the lieutenant likes man. I was like, hey, you don't tease me with a good time. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, that's feels like such a high school thing. But then I feel like with every group of friends, it kind of comes back at some point, and you just like see one, and you're like, what is going on? Why are we doing this again?
Why are we doing this again?
Yeah.
What have we become? Who are we?
Yeah. Who are we as a society?
We're certainly not men.
Yeah.
We're children.
Yeah.
We're kids.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, man. So how was you got anything exciting? You and your wife went up to New York City?
We did. New York's great, man. I love going up to the city. We did all the touristy things. We did Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. It was a brisk 20 degrees out, like absolutely freezing cold. You know what I saw? It never fails. It doesn't matter what the weather is, what the season is, how cold it is, you're always going to see one white dude in a pair of cargo shorts. And by God, if we didn't see some white honky walking around Ellis Island in cargo shorts, and I'm like, sir, it is 20 degrees outside. I'm freezing, my butt off out here. And this dude just walking around in cargo shorts. Like that's his outfit for his life,
That ain't nothing, forever. Man.
Yeah.
So we were driving to the beer distributor up there, and we're up there in the sticks of bear country, and it's like in the teens up there with the wind chill.
Yeah,
and we were driving down one of the main routes up there, and right there off the side is the houses and shit right there, and the fucking dude's walking out with just his PJ pants on out to his car into his front yard. Oh, it was glorious.
You don't need to get dressed up to go everywhere, but like there needs to be like a your front door is where the pajama pants should stop. You should never wear
Bro,
pajama pants outside.
brother, if I live up there, you'd be lucky if I'm coming out with pants at all. Like you're in the middle of nowhere. Nobody gives a shit.
I guess, man. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
that's where you got to go through the happy tunnels. The Looney, like out of Looney Tunes, on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's
Right.
where you go through the Looney tunnels, and it's like a whole nother world, man.
Yeah, it's a different society up there.
But yeah, man, we were up there for the we got to watch the Birds Ravens game.
Good
And then
game.
and then we missed this Panthers game. I wasn't too happy about, but whatever. We got we got football here. We got fantasy football playoffs. I'll let you get into it, Joe, with the Birds.
Yeah, I actually missed the Panthers game on Sunday too. It was on Fox, and I don't have like cable or anything. I have whatever Paramount, so I get all the CBS games. But whenever they're on Fox, I just don't have a way to do it. And I was also feeling pretty run down and pretty crappy from spending 20 hours straight, in New York. Didn't want to like go out to a bar, but the Ravens game was great. We played an incredible game. Saquon broke the record right this weekend for
Yeah.
most rushers by a Eagle in a single season. Good for him, killing it. Our team looks incredible,
Bro, Cooper DeJean open field tackle on
Yeah.
Derrick Henry was disgusting. And then the recent pop here against one of the Panthers, was the Panthers receivers, Gardner Johnson came in with a killer. Yeah, you missed that. That was like that was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, like opening series drive for them, and he just came in and just leveled them, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we're knocking on wood, but we're looking pretty good this year. We'll see how it
we
goes.
gotta get Hurts needs to air the ball out. He's got to get AJ Brown and more in the mix, and a little bit more to Smitty. But
Yeah, get them a little more involved for sure.
yeah. But how about fantasy football playoff season, man? Did you make it?
I made it. I have been number 2 all year long in my league, doing great. Alvin Kamara is helping me out a ton. I think he's like the number 3 ranked running back. I'm kind of starting to fall apart here at the end. I'm number 3 in the league, so our playoffs start this week. So I think I got a good shot to at least get past the first round, but we'll see what happens after that. How about you? How's your fantasy team doing?
Well, my 16 team league, I didn't make it in. The guy that needed to win lost by like 5 points. So yeah.
Gotcha.
And then so that guy ended up making it in, and I didn't. Sucks, but whatever. But my other one, the big one, yep, I finished like 12-2, but I feel the same way, man. I feel like I'm coming apart at the end. I've been riddled with injuries and stuff, and I've been at the top here all season.
I had Chris Olave on my team who went on IR, and Stephon Diggs on my team who went on IR, and that has just like really tanked my wide receiving core from that.
I had Ayuk, and yeah, he went down.
Yeah,
that was just a shitty pick right there. I knew better than to draft him as well.
It's a tough game.
Yeah, and I'm still struggling with Devontae Smith here. He's hasn't been good here these last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
he hasn't even broken like 10 points in PPR, and
that's no good in a PPR league.
But it is a bye week, so we'll see what's up. I've been just like running the waivers on quarterbacks, and just through my bench, just running like different, like, just hoarding a few players, letting go. You know what I mean? Just
I typically pick up a new defense and or kicker every single week off of waivers. Whoever's in there. I have Joe Burrow as my quarterback, so he's been pretty consistent. I haven't had to, go to the well for that, but quarterback's another good one to just, any quarterback, they're going to get you 15.
Brother, I'm rolling into the playoffs with Russell Wilson and Bo Nix.
Oh, so you're on it.
Yeah, man, dude. I'm like, whatever. I'll roll. Yeah. Dude, they've been pretty much like, what was it? I didn't start off good with my quarterbacks, and I couldn't take it anymore. I think I had like Stafford and Goff, and I'm like, nah, sorry, you're out. Then I picked up Fields, and then Fields got fucking benched for Russell Wilson, so I picked up Russell Wilson. I ended up getting him, and then I had Geno Smith for a while, and Caleb Williams. Dropped them for one and the other. I don't know what was the seat, but I ended up finishing with Bo Nix. So
Man, you're just
Bo Nix
tearing
is.
through them.
I am ripping right through it, man.
Ripping and tearing,
dude. Like a hot car, like a couple cars in your teens.
Yeah. Speaking a little bit of football, have you seen? I don't know if it's a new documentary, but it's new to Netflix. The 30 for 30 documentary on the XFL.
I believe I have. I'm not sure though. I don't think I did.
I just watched it yesterday. It was really good. I remember like vividly how big of a deal they made out of it. You know, it was Vince McMahon and Dick Iversaw, I think is his name. He was the head of content, sports content at NBC at the time. And man, it was just such a big thing. And then when they got it, dude, those players were just getting hurt left and right. They had, no fair catches. Remember, like they didn't do a coin toss.
Coin toss.
A coin toss. I said
coin toss.
And I couldn't figure out what I said wrong. I'm a moron.
I know. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. They wouldn't do a coin toss. They would leave the ball in the center, and then two guys would line up at the 30 and just mad dash for the ball, and whoever got it. And you're like, oh, it's a great idea. Until like the first 4 games, they had 4 injuries, back to back. Just like gladiators out there, just trying to get the ball. It was a crazy thing, and it was a huge disaster for NBC and Vince McMahon. But very interesting documentary. At least
the most interesting thing was the players' names, and I start to find that there's players in the NFL that are starting to come out with names. I was watching that Carolina game, and it was like, what was his name? Tommy Tremble.
Yeah,
and I forget who the other dude's name was. Javarius, it was like Javelin or some shit like that. It was like XFL names. Like these guys need to be like fucking not just pro wrestlers, but like
right.
It was just fucking. I was like, what the fuck are these names?
Yeah. Wild. And too, like I forgot all about this. Tommy Maddox came, Super Bowl winner Tommy Maddox started in the XFL. That was like his first season in there. And then he, obviously went pro, played for the Steelers for a long time, but, crazy.
Yeah, speaking of the Steelers, brother, we got ourselves a PA bounty here this weekend, man.
Yeah.
Got ourselves a nice, entering the Coliseum Birds and Steelers.
Yep, it'll be a good one. I have high hopes for the Eagles this weekend, but
I do too. But after that Carolina game, I wasn't too happy with Hurts's vision and stuff. So the defense is keeping us in the games and stuff like that. It's always with the offense. When they were like Jalen was playing good there in smart football, but now I think. Like he needs the fucking pass. I don't understand how you don't have the vision. Like you should have seen how wide open AJ Brown was.
Yeah.
Every time. And I don't know if he's afraid to release the ball for just short just pass immediate passes, or because he's afraid to turn it over, or that's the only, I don't understand how you can't see your number 1 wide receiver is not open on a God damn it. As he's coming over the middle, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I forget the route. The not a hitch route, but anyways, so yeah, man, we're gonna have a great fucking time this weekend, bro. I got I'm doing a smoked ham, I'm doing a smoked cherry glaze, I'm doing the cherry coulis, and then I'm mixing in there with the brown sugar and the molasses and some bourbon. Yeah, man, and then I'm gonna just right over that fucking ham, bro. Just glaze it while smoking. I'm going to do a smoked turkey, and I'm going to do a traditional turkey. I got to get rid of this meat.
Oh, so you're cooking up two turkeys?
You're goddamn right, brother.
Oh, man.
Then we're going to do a tray. I'm going to do a tray of mac and cheese and a tray of sausage stuffing. And
nice.
and then everybody else is just either throwing me a couple bones or bringing something. I told them to bring hors d'oeuvres I got my buddy Mario is coming, and he's Italian, so I know if he's coming, there's going to be some fresh meats and balls here.
Yeah. Hey, you can always do that. Throw some more meat on top of all the other meat.
Yeah. I also
turkey sandwich.
I also offer, to throw in there some deviled eggs, and I said deviled eggs, stuffed mushrooms. I'm
People
doing
love
like
good deviled eggs.
I'm doing for Christmas Eve after Mass. We're going to my brother's for a couple hot toddies and some hors d'oeuvres, and
All
I'm
right.
going to be doing some clams casino. So I'm going to be shucking some clams. Definitely doing some stuffed mushrooms and probably like some sort of puff pastry, like a
Okay.
spinach or like a creamy spinach and ham pastry puff. Like you put them
Nice.
in the muffin. Yeah. So, but speaking of drinking, Joe, hey,
Sure.
you told me that you were just getting over the cold, and I had the cold too. And I just wanted to give people out there, I had the chest cold, and you know what I do? I like if it's not like real little, and I ain't got something to do tomorrow, I'm not going to drink. But in the event it is bad, I always like to have a couple devil's juice. So it's
Okay.
yeah, so like I was coming down with the chest cold while I was at hunt camp because they were up there in that extreme cold, and I had like that my snot was running down the back of my nose because I couldn't blow, you know what I mean? You're constantly blowing your nose, and
Yeah.
fucking cold's making you leak. Anyways, so that's why I was doing the orange crushes, just all that vitamin C and that the vodka getting there and just fighting off that invading army.
Yeah. That's what you got to do. You gotta
Sometimes you
fight
got
it
to
off
go,
with liquor.
yeah. Sometimes you got to go with the whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably what I'll hit up a little whiskey here in a little bit after we're done here. I've been drinking orange juice like it's going out of style. Like
Oh yeah,
Florida's in my backyard, just pounding orange juice.
bro. You get some orange juice and add a little bit of club soda to it. It gives a little bit of fizzy bubbly.
Yeah.
That's not, you know what I mean. Put some ice in there. Like even if you don't want to do a alcoholic drink, I always like, put a little bit of club soda or maybe some diet Sprite. That might kick it to a too much of a sweet, but or you could do you could put a little bit of orange, a vitamin C packet in there
Oh,
with
okay.
your diet Sprite and ice and maybe some lemon water and see how that goes.
Get all those rich vitamins inside your system.
Oh, dude, vitamin C, man, dude. Dude, the enemies at the gates, they don't even have a chance. They don't even they peer into the gate. They just see in my body, they see like 50 fucking gigantic, enormous fucking, vitamin C warriors. Bring it on, motherfucker.
Oh man, yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to set up an army to just tear them out, Osmosis Jones style.
Yep. And I was getting into like with the drinking and the Christmas, it was just, just spinning this off the drinking games. And I
Sure.
feel like we don't really touch off on them too much, but I just recently, every once in a while, for the longest time, the computer game, and it's free. All you got to do is just Google search it, and we'll put the link in our social media and on the podcast bio.
Yeah, I'll
But
put it in the description.
it's called Beerslut, and it's
Yes.
probably one of the funniest games I've ever played in my life, and it's awesome.
So
And
describe this to people. I'm gonna. I've never played this. I have it up like now. What is the purpose of the game? What do you do in
so
this?
it's basically like it's an electronic game, and obviously when you go on there, it's by Liquid Generation, but somebody else took it up. It's on flashmuseum.org.
Okay, yeah, it's a little
And
flash game.
they actually have the volume to this because the music to it is it's so funny.
Okay,
And so you go in there, you're entering your teams, and then everybody picks like a different chess piece, and then you begin the game, and it starts with the intro, Beerslut, and then it's just like this big box. It's like a big square or a rectangular box of all cards face down, and you just when it's your turn, you click on you click on a card, and it could go anywhere from the person to your left takes 2 drinks, or if you click on a card, it could be like a bomb, and you got to like shotgun a whole beer.
okay,
There's games in there where you have to use the arrow keys on your computer to navigate your way through mazes and stuff. And then if you don't, then you got to shotgun a beer. What else is there? There's Truth or Dare. There's they got those selections like rhymes and stuff like that. Like any like Asshole and King's Cup. Like if you do that type of card game, similar to that. And then there's 4 cards in there it's just there's 4 Beersluts in a game. And if you hit a Beerslut game, you become Beerslut. You got to get everybody a beer every time. until the next Beerslut card hits. And each time those cards hit, there's a song that goes with it, and
Okay.
it's hilarious, the shit that comes with it. And the more you drink, the more you start laughing. I think it's a great time.
All right.
And
Yeah.
I
I'll
want to
definitely
get that
check it
back
out.
out there.
Yeah.
And then of course we're talking about Asshole and King's Cup, dude. So what were some of the best rules that you've ever heard in either Asshole or King's Cup?
I'm not much of a drinking game kind of guy. I like to whenever I do a drinking game, I like either get way too competitive or I just like pass out. I end up drinking way too much, like more than I want to. So,
Yeah.
and especially when you start getting some of these crazy rules in there, I will stick to like, maybe the quarters or something, right? That's a pretty easy one.
Well, I think it's fair enough to say real quick that we're old enough now where you don't have to drink every single time. It's all just to have fun. This ain't college, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This ain't like, when, we're E4s or privates in the barracks or whatever.
Yeah.
We're men of decorum now.
Right. Beer pong's a good one. You don't have to drink that much. I do like a good flip cup. That's a good one.
Oh my God, you're talking about not getting wasted. Jesus, every time I play flip cup, I get wasted.
I know. Flip cup turns me into a different man. I like turning into I'm unleashing the beast. The Kraken comes out when we're playing flip cup. I have on more than one occasion won a tense round of flip cup and flipped the table over afterwards, and people were not happy about that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it gets intense. And you flip a cup and you're like, well, what else can I flip here? Well, here's the table.
Nobody wants to flip. I'll flip this.
Yeah. People stop playing flip cup with me real quick.
Some of the rules that playing Asshole and King's Cup I thought were I'm trying to think. I know the one rule was you have to backhand the chest of the person next to you.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then that's what you have to do to take a drink. So every time somebody does, I think I was like, it came to me and they're like, make a roll. And I was like, fine. It was like 2 stomps, clap, smack. So, I mean, it just adds on. Oh my God, it got so funny. We were playing out up a hunting camp like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. That was actually really funny. I'll try to think of something. Dude, one of the biggest rules that I hate in those games is probably the little guy, like taking that motherfucker off and putting him back on, like dumb. I do like the thumb roll, and the other stuff, I forget what it is. Like no cursing on there. I'm like, oh. Yeah,
that'd be a tough one.
Just bring the case of beer over to me.
yeah, just drop it off right here.
One of the best games that we created was the drinking Jenga, and you can either use a small Jenga or I have both. I have the small for transport, and I have the big one for here. And what you do is you get like a big bowl or I got a big Homer Simpson mug. Did we go over this? I don't know if we did, but we'll go over it again.
Yeah.
So I got like a big 32 ounce Homer Simpson beer mug. It says beer. I got from down at Universal Studios and put it there on the table. And before your turn, it's up to you if you want to. You don't have to, but you just pour a little bit of your beer in there. I run a rule like if you're doing mixed drinks, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to crack a beer and pour it in there. I don't want any fucking liquor or mixed drinks in this. It's light beer only.
Okay. Very specific mug.
Yeah. And then nobody wants to drink like a witch's kettle or a fucking death.
Right.
So, so I'm a right hand, so your non-dominant hand, you're going to want to go after a block. And if that block doesn't want to move, you got to take a sip of beer. And you keep on going until you get a block. You got to pull it out with your non-dominant hand and set it all the way up. It keeps on going around the same thing, around and around until that fucker falls over. And then if it falls over on you, you got to drink everything that's in that mug.
Ugh. Yeah,
bro,
you definitely don't
I have buried some souls with that game.
Yeah, I bet.
Including my own.
Yeah. Sometimes it'll come back to bite you.
I know, but it's a good game, man, dude. Like people have always enjoyed it. I found. I mean, it only runs like you would think that ain't bad. until you fucking play like a few rounds and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, then it starts to
It's just
hit you.
kind of like every other game. Like it just, it gets you to the point and it catches up to you and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Another one was, doing Power Hour.
Okay.
You remember doing Power Hours?
No, what's a power
You've
hour?
never done a power, so they do them they have them on YouTube. So it's an hour of 1 minute songs that are played.
Okay.
And for every minute you have a shot glass, you fill it up with beer. Every minute you take a shot of beer.
Oh, shot of beer. Okay.
Shot of beer every minute for an hour.
Yeah,
so it's like you're finishing roughly around like 7 beers in an hour.
That's a lot of beers in an hour.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound much out of the gate, but
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of beers.
Well, I remember my brother played it for the first time. He was like, "We need to do this with whiskey," and I was like,
that's how you get alcohol poisoning and die.
That's how you die in like 30 minutes."
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, like fucking 60 shots in an hour.
Yeah, that would be brutal. There's no way.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's funny because like we left and we went down to the restaurant and bar on the river for dinner and drinks. Where's my brother at? And walk into the bathroom, he's chucking up his fish sandwich that he just ate.
Yeah. Why would you choose fish after a power hour? That just seems like a bad choice.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That seems like that's on him.
Well, it's not like it wasn't a little squid. It's like one of those big jumbo fucking haddocks.
Yeah,
it's like a
doesn't make it any
destroyer.
Better. Yeah,
I know, right?
Covered in tartar sauce.
Yeah. Oh, that was even funnier too because the other guy, he's like, "I'll have a burger. How would you like that cooked? Well done." Jesus, that's gonna be blacker than the devil's dick.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you're going. How you get your burger served. I'm not a well done person unless it's a pretty shady looking establishment.
I know.
Get some chicken tenders or something.
Dude, we're going to talk about some shady establishments right here. But before we do that, do you want to go over the advertisement?
Sure. As you are aware, you're hanging out at the Home Bar. This is the Home Bar Happy Hour every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We bring happy hour to you, and this episode is brought to you by BuyBlockit.com, and we're going to tell you about that right now. This episode of Home Bar Happy Hour is brought to you by BuyBeckett.com. Head over to BuyBeckett.com/HomeBarHappy to shop their happy hour line of clothing and gifts. They have cool t-shirts, sweatshirts, and fun coffee mugs that lets everyone know you care about the important things in life, like happy hour. And if you use our link, you can get 15% off your first order. Buy Beckett has a ton of great clothing and accessory options from their happy hour line to their veteran first line. Mike and I are both vets, and we love showing our support for the troops with a cool mug or a funny t-shirt. They have some really great stuff, and you will not be disappointed. So head over to buybeckett.com/homebarhappy or use the link in the description for 15% off your first order. Help support the show and get yourself some great stuff. That's buybeckett.com/homebarhappy or use the link in the description. All right, so let's go into, you want to go into some of these super gross, disgusting restaurants?
So, as brought to you by BuzzFeed.com.
All right.
By Dave Stopera. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right, by the BuzzFeed staff. One of his articles is 35 obvious signs that you should never, ever eat at a restaurant. 99% of people are completely oblivious to. And we're going to go over a few of them here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. If you notice your feet sticking to the floor, turn around and leave immediately.
That's a good one.
That's a big thing for me. Even when I walk in, I'm like, dude, why are my feet sticking to the floor? Like, it feels like they just spilt the entire soda machine everywhere.
Yeah, it's the same with like bars. You don't want to be on like a sticky floor or something, or you feel a sticky bar. Yeah.
Number one evaluation effect for me is smell. If it's a sour smell or a disinfectant smell, red flag. I don't know too much about the disinfectant smell because if it's overpowering, then yes. But if I catch a hint of disinfectant or something like that, and the air is crisp and it just has that, like, I know that it's clean. I don't have a problem with the disinfectant scent. It's just if the overwhelming. If it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Um, a huge menu, and I know this. A huge menu is a sign that food is either frozen, pre-cooked, and reheated, or the ingredients are not very fresh. There's
Yeah.
no way
Yeah.
you got a menu like that. It looks like the Bible or the Ten Commandments.
Yeah,
Like,
those the Cheesecake Factory menu is like notorious for being huge, and you're like, none of this food can be very good. You know what I mean? Like, if
yeah,
you guys have, you know, pasta right next to shrimp or what, chicken tenders and everything else, you're like, all right, like stick in a lane, choose something and make it good.
number 4, when there are pictures of food on the menu that clearly aren't from the restaurant.
That's a good one. I've never thought
Yep.
about that.
Seeing fruit flies. Fruit
Yeah.
flies are an indication of a dirty kitchen. That is
Sure
correct,
is.
or at least a dirty storage, food storage and dry storage. Stay away from buffets and salad bars. A lot of the time, it is the same stuff that just gets refilled over and super gross. That can be true. That is true. But a lot of places, like I'm very like if I go to a sushi buffet or something like that, like when they do like the sushi, like the places that do the sushi, Chinese is probably the only place that you'll find me at a buffet.
Yeah.
And it's always if they have all you can eat sushi, and it's got to be pretty clean. Like anywhere it's going to be in here where there's carpets and stuff. This is actually a pretty clean one. So, like, I notice it when I walk in there. All like, if you go in there for dumplings, like the old dumplings, they put the new ones down, they put the old ones on top. So, like,
So you're not getting the stuff at the bottom. What's that joint in
Yeah.
Lancaster? That's really good. That's a big buffet. A smorgasbord. What's it
oh
called?
yeah, that's you're right. The smorgasbord. I forget, but
Shady Maple. That's it.
yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they are. I've seen like you got to watch it when they bring out a fresh tray of food and seeing how like do they dump it on top or do they pull the old one out and put the new one in and dump the old stuff on top, or do they just take the old stuff away just entirely?
Well, it's the Amish running that joint up there, and they ain't cutting any corners. What else do they have to do?
You'd be surprised, Joe.
Back home.
In culinary school, every single chef instructor says the same thing. If it's misspelled on a menu, that's on purpose. It's so that they don't have to sell you the real thing. A prime example is crab cakes. Crab spelled with a K.
Yeah. You're not getting real crab in that bad boy.
Yeah. Dude. There we go. Sorry, it's loading slow here.
No worries.
There we are.
You want me to take over some of them?
Nope. When the menus are super dirty and never cleaned, that means everything is super dirty and never cleaned. That is true. If you get like one of those menus and there's like food spilt and stuff all over it, like that's a bad sign. Watch the wait staff. If the majority of them seem disgruntled or upset, things probably aren't great. They probably don't care about your food if they aren't being treated fairly. That could be somewhat true. That's all. That has to do with management. No matter how well managed a buffet it is, it can never be sanitary. It is not reasonably possible to run a sanitary buffet business.
Wow.
Harsh words. These are all by chefs, by the way.
Okay.
The bread. It has to be good bread. If they can't get the bread right, they don't know anything. No chef in their right mind half-asses the bread. Oh, that's true.
Interesting.
Even if you're just selecting it. If the waiting staff grabs clean glasses at the top when handling them,
that's just gross.
That's a dive. That's a dive. I see that at dive bars. Most often, lemons for water are really gross and dirty. That's
why I never get that lemon.
Yeah. Carpet is a red flag. Yeah, it's quieter. It doesn't get slick, but it is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in restaurants. Vacuuming only goes so far in a restaurant, and I know they never ever shampooed the one at my place. That's true.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about, like forget the carpets and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Right there it is. A very well hidden kitchen is usually a bad sign. Yeah, dude. There was a bar I was at where the kitchen was downstairs and your food came up in a trolley elevator.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of cool. Maybe that's like,
Uh yeah, but, I like to, you like to have the kitchen in some sort of customer viewership.
yeah, you want
That's
a
why it's
little
like,
bit.
if I were to ever do a kitchen, I'd like to have it set up similar to what um Chipotle, how they have it set up,
Oh,
like how
okay.
it's all open and stuff. But I want a glass window there,
Sure.
so that, you know what I mean. If you order a meal that should take a long time to cook and it comes out very quickly, it's been pre-cooked.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
getting your
I'm not gonna.
Cabrera in
I'm
4 minutes.
I'm just like thinking in the back of my head some other stuff, but that's all like typically it's all like bar food, like shit you got to drop in a fryer.
Yeah.
If the area is busy but the restaurant is empty, that's usually a bad sign.
I mean, people
You
are
can
at
see
better
that.
places.
Yeah, if you can smell seafood when you walk in, then it's not fresh. Fresh seafood doesn't have that scent we usually associate it with. It doesn't get that until it gets old.
That is very true. Something people don't think about, but fish should not, like a fish that you're eating should not smell like fish. Like if you're
Yep.
going into like I think there's still like a little bit of a scent, but if it's a real fishy scent, that ain't good.
Don't order fish on Sundays. Most places get their fish deliveries on Monday and on Thursday. Fish goes off fairly quickly, and on Sunday it's really not great. If you see lots of plates half full, run. If your server's response to how is the item seems disingenuous, that's a big red flag. They know what goes on in a kitchen, they know the complaints, and they know which items to stress over when they deliver them. Cheap ketchup at the table. Oh, dude, that is a big thing for me, bro.
Yeah.
Cheap ketchup on the table, or if they don't even let you see the ketchup brand.
Interesting. I didn't,
Yeah.
that's one I'll look out for.
Does it sound like it could be two or more restaurants? For example, sushi and pizza at the same place? They probably can't do either well.
I think there's one exception to that rule, Mike.
Go
That
on.
is the KFC Taco Bell combo. Those restaurants provide everything to culinary perfection.
Yeah, that's a little bit different though. We're talking about you go into you see this restaurant that says sushi and pizza. Like,
Yeah, I know. We're just having fun in this space. We get to talk about Taco Bell and KFC a little bit. Come on.
Ask where your oysters come from. If they don't know, you don't want them. This works for most seafood.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, but that gets a little bit hard too when you order from a purveyor and and your chef may say the purveyor runs out of a certain chef's preferred clams, oysters, seafood, whatever, and then your waitress is, or waiter is telling you it's coming from this place when it actually isn't, and then that person, it's just logistics and stuff like that. It just gets hard. I mean, at the end of the day, just go with whatever the chef prefers to order for his seafood. Just go with that. Normally, it ain't nobody going to be going down there and looking at the boxes in a goddamn garbage can. My ex-husband was a chef. We always left if he saw workers not wearing non-slip shoes. Yeah, dude. That would always kill me. I felt bad. What was it? I was just in there in the kitchen here over the summer helping, and I was wearing my sneakers, and I was only in there for a few hours, and I felt like I was breaking a cardinal sin or something. I just didn't feel right. Now that it's winter, I'm back in there with my pants and stuff, and I'm in there for longer hours. Now I wear my no slip shoes because everything's starting to get busier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you can smell the fryer from the outside of the building, get back in your car, drive on. That means they don't change the fryer oil.
Yeah, you don't
Look
want
at
that
the
old,
waitstaff's
gross
name
fire
tags.
oil.
Yeah, look at the waitstaff's name tags. If they're new, if they're new, what is it? People usually keep the same name tags the entire time they work there. So if there's a lot of people wearing brand new ones, that means that there's a whole new staff. If there's you see a handful, like half of them or a third of them with older tags, that means they got some little staff members there. That means good. It's when they got all new tags. So you got to kind of question it because the turnover, why are these people, red flag going into a busy restaurant, noticing none of the tables have food or not many customers are eating at. This usually means the kitchen is going downhill in flames. I look for dust on the ceiling tiles or in the air conditioning vents. I also have a habit for running my finger along chair frames after I sit down to check out for dust. I always look at the ceiling tiles and the air ducts, or the corners of the restaurant, especially in the bathroom. If you walk in a restaurant, it smells like old socks. Leave German cockroach pheromones. That's what they
Oh,
are.
that's gross.
Um, Ceiling tiles. It sounds strange, but if ceiling tiles are stained, dusted, or otherwise in poor condition, you can bet that there are things being overlooked. Uh, any bars with incredibly large, deep ice tubs. If you're at the bar and you look back there's a big ice tub. If you're going and it's just that's all it is just an ice tub. There's no drainage. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that
nasty.
means yeah.
They're just putting more and more ice in on top. I've seen
Yep.
enough bar rescue to see how gross it can get under that.
Where's the manager? And what are they doing? Do they look exhausted or do they look upbeat, helpful, engaging with their staff? Good managers tend to attract good staff, which in turn leads to good business. Bad management does exactly the opposite. I always prefer at least like talking to your customers, people who are sitting down there spending their money, ensuring that they're, always, I don't care if you're running a 5-star restaurant, like negative criticism is always the best criticism.
Yep, you want to just say a little hi,
Yep. And then finally, salt shakers. If the holes are clogged and the top is dirty, that they've been refilled 100 times without being washed. That's always like one of my bigaboos too. In the back is like every time like the seasoning cans or anything, or I'll just put a dishwasher, knock it out, dry it off, refill it. It's not that hard.
I would have never thought about that. I would have never thought of checking a salt shaker or knowing that would be a red flag, but it makes a lot of sense.
I know that article really ate up a lot of our time here. We got a little bit of time left. Jesus. Sure. 16 of the most grotesque things people actually witnessed happening at chain and fast food restaurants. I worked at a popular burger chain, and one day I walked in to see my coworkers separating frozen burger patties by bashing them on the grimy floor.
Ugh, that's gross.
A fellow worker's husband's ex came in and ordered potato soup. Out of spite, this girl, my coworker, put on a glove, scraped the inside of the trash can, and put it in the soup, mixing it up, topping it with cheese and bacon, and served it to her. She's been married to the guy for 3 years, and the ex was just an ex, so no kids, no ties to him. At 19 years old, I was mortified and did not know what to do. Yo, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's rough. I would not. If you have an ex that works at a restaurant, maybe just don't eat there. That's what I would say.
My first job in a burger fast food joint, there was one guy who worked a lot. We later found out that he was licking his finger like you do when you turn a page of a book when he was grabbing the cheese for the cheeseburgers. As many employee meals as I ate there, I don't even want to know how much of his saliva I accidentally ate. Oh God,
that's gross. There's also the grossest.
I need some more cheddar cheese here.
Yeah, that's disgusting. There's also the grossest picture in the world attached to this article. It is just a tongue it's the wettest tongue I've ever seen. That's the grossest thing.
We're gonna finish this one, then we're gonna come back to this article next week because I really like to talk about the New Jersey
the drones.
Yes. So number 4 here out of 16. I was an assistant manager, and one day I walked into the walk-in fridge to find the cook with his cock in the container with the fresh steaks. I stared at him and then just said to meet me in the office when he was done. I sent him home, and the manager fired him the same day. Oh my God!
Yeah, they really should put a name to that restaurant because that's a rough one.
Oh, what the hell, man? That's foul. We'll come back to that article next week because I still got a lot of good stories from working in the industry to drop down in there. But Joe, how about these New Jersey drones, man? What the hell is going on?
So yeah, it's been a ton of reports, right? Like there's just drones all over New Jersey flying around, and they're bigger than like the normal home drones you see.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a weird thing. I haven't seen any like real pictures of them though. Have you seen any like real pictures of the drones?
I've seen just at night the video and of them with the lights on and stuff. I like it's very odd. It's very
Yeah.
weird because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, over the news, there's uh, they're saying that not the news, but government officials are saying there's like a mothership off the East Coast, and they're just coming from that over to New Jersey,
Oh
which
man.
is,
What
bro, I don't know, man.
do you think it's aliens or do you think it's someone playing a hoax?
No, it's definitely not a hoax. It's either it's and I don't I was at first thinking aliens, but not. I'm thinking like it's more of a foreign adversary.
But what are they looking for in New Jersey? That's my
Well,
question.
that was my next point to make there, Joe.
Okay.
So
Bring
there
me
is
in.
so you remember a couple years ago, a year or two ago, there was that earthquake in New York City.
Yeah, I do. It wasn't very big, but there was an earthquake,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, right off of New York City, to the left, I saw where the epicenter was of this earthquake that they had on
Okay.
there. And if you zoom all the way in, if you zoom in to that spot in New Jersey where it is, now now we're getting a little conspiracy theories here.
Let's
The
get
Picat,
nuts.
yeah, let's get nuts. The Picatinny, the U.S. Army Picatinny Arsenal is established there. It was established in 1880 as a War Department's first official powder depot site.
Okay.
18th century Mount Hope Iron Works, a major explosion devastated base. So that's where they hoarded all like the heavy munitions and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when it became a major explosion devastated base in 1926. Since 1977, major armament research and development center. So that's where I feel, in my opinion, that's where that earthquake happened. Like if you go on there and look at this place, like there's, it's definitely an underground. They definitely have an underground facility there.
And you think they're
Um,
testing weapons and
I,
munitions down there?
bro, I have no idea, man. All I know is
Yeah.
that it's a little like out of nowhere, the epicenter for that like once in a blue moon earthquake
Yeah.
happens, and the epicenter is right there where it's a weapons research facility,
That's
and
not a good look.
the fact that these drones are swarming all around it.
You might be onto something. I don't know who. I mean, you gotta think like our government and other governments have, some pretty sophisticated drones. If you see like what they're selling at Costco, the ones that the government have to be just outrageously more,
Well, you got
advanced than that,
you
right?
got our, yeah, that's what we have a Predator drone. We have, the different Predator drones and stuff like that. And
Right. I'm talking about the drones we don't know about.
yeah,
Those are the drones you know about, and these are the drones, and there are drones you can buy for $300 at Costco.
well,
There's
I
got
don't
to
feel,
be some
I don't,
insane,
I don't feel like,
Chinese drones.
yeah, I don't feel like these drones are the ones that you buy at Costco.
No, no, I don't
Yeah,
think
I
they
know what
are
you
either.
mean.
I'm saying like we know what drone technology looks like, and whatever these governments are cooking up, it's got to be way
Well,
way more
I
advanced
definitely
than
saw
that.
a video in China of how China has developed the mass swarm. The mass swarm. Well, that's out. If China has it, we most definitely have it. Where they have
Yeah,
like they release massive swarms of drones,
yeah.
and it's pretty wild. They actually did a light show with them, I believe.
Oh yeah. They did it. They did one in like London too, like instead of fireworks they did, which is
Yeah,
cool, I guess. But
I know. But hey, man, if anything, we're not alone
yeah,
in the
we are
universe.
probably not alone. That could
No,
be what
we're
it is.
not.
It's just
Back
the
to the
alien.
aliens. Get your tinfoil hats out.
Yeah, they're if they're looking at New Jersey, they might not stay long. They're like, oh, is this all they got to offer? I guess we're getting out of here.
Are you kidding me? Plum tomatoes, brother.
But yeah, that's what they're after.
Plum tomatoes and pizza, man.
I bet the pizza's not great in Jersey. It's better across the bridge.
No, I know. We got to go on a pizzas. We got to check out. You got to take me to a good pizza spot.
I can do that. Get some good za.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother. Tops. Was it? Tops. Oh, we can't. Tits, tops, and za.
Tips. All right. I think on that we should close it out, Mike, unless you have anything else.
Nope, that's it, brothers. I hope you guys all have a safe week, and we're glad to be back. And we'll see you next week.
Yep. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and we will see you next week.